Hello, everyone. Happy Friday the 13th. I hope everyone is doing well. So I wanted to get into a few things today regarding not only Friday the 13th, but specifically involving like what I would call the sister wound, or what most people would term it as, is the witch wound. So, with Friday the 13th being here, this is the best day you could possibly manifest, not only for yourself, but collective change as well. The number 13 represents creative change, manifestation, creation, rebirth, death, abundance, liberation, transformation, manifestation, as I said before. So, this is actually a great day, really, to get in touch with yourself and the divine dark feminine specifically. This is Venus Day as well. And of course, as most of us know by now, the number 13 has been demonized by the patriarchy for a long time. We won't get into a lot of that today. But, anyways, this is a great time to really do some self reflection and shadow work, some beauty rituals if you'd like that as well. And really just take the time to sit and think about what you want to accomplish within this coming year, 2025. Okay, so I made a few points here to specifically touch on because this is something I've been thinking so much about for quite a while. And there are three main points to this topic. One would be specifically ancestral trauma, past life trauma, and familial trauma. And each one I'm going to break down just so everyone understands where I'm coming from. Okay, so with ancestral trauma, a lot of these deep wounds, what I'm calling sister wounds or the witch wound, is coming from the ancestors. It's engraved in our DNA, basically. These are traumas that are passed down to us from our lineage, from the experiences of our ancestors, which is directly connected to us and our physical experience in the world today. Okay, so with that first point, a lot of these experiences come from our ancestors because they're coming from a place and time where they were either persecuted or accused of being a witch. That's not the only reason, but it could be a lot of different things, such as envy or jealousy from a neighbor, another family member, and things like this, where women back in those days were taught to suppress their own voice, their abilities, because they were, threatening to other women. It made them uncomfortable. And a lot of it even had to do with property and land. If women back in the day were not married, they were considered outcast, outsiders to society, and something was inherently wrong with them because they were not able to situate a life for themselves outside of themselves, if that makes any sense. And the second one I will get into is past life trauma. This is a big one. A lot of people may not understand or necessarily agree, and that's okay. Just take it as you will. Okay, so with past life trauma, you are carrying what people would call karma. Some of us may view that word differently, and it's kind of a trigger word for a lot of people, and that's fine. But what I mean by that is the karma. You are carrying this energy from other lifetimes that necessarily may not have been worked out before. So you're carrying this energetic imprint within you into this new lifetime. So, for example, if you had a past life where you were in a marriage with somebody that had some sort of dominance or control over you, where you were forced to suppress your voice in that lifetime, or you were treated constantly with disrespect, lack of care, criticism, abuse, etc., things of that sort, then you will carry on into this life, if that was not healed from your past life, into this life with similar wounds that may manifest in specific ways. So what I mean by that is now you may be in this lifetime where you're feeling shy, anxious, threatened. You may feel like you cannot speak your truth, or things that you're doing make other people inherently uncomfortable and you don't know why. So this is like a lack of self-expression through those past life traumas. And the third one, that will be a familial trauma. So this is something that comes with your current life, where you are dealing with maybe a narcissistic mother-in-law or even your own mother who had some sort of control over your life, and they've tried in some way to suppress you, or have maybe even felt threatened by your energy because they are dealing with their own traumas as well, their own witch wound or sister wound or whatever it may be. And that absolutely can imprint upon your DNA as well if you're not aware of it and you're not actively working to recognize and heal from those wounds. And the thing is, there is a such thing as, light attracts darkness because of your energetic vibration. The thing is, we're not always going to attract people in alignment energetically with us. There are going to be people who are attracted to your energetic frequency, but they want that for themselves because they lack a certain thing within them that they don't know how to attain. So they will attach onto you to try to bring you down in one way or another, or to take your energy source from you. And with that being said as well, there are a lot of different ways that these wounds can manifest, such as envy, jealousy, anger, hatred, manipulation, and things like that. Women tearing down other women, to cut it short. Basically, that's exactly how it goes. It can also manifest as a lack mindset, because the thing is, as I said earlier, many years ago, in other lifetimes, even the previous lifetime perhaps, you may have been in a situation, maybe you were in poverty or something like this. So now in this lifetime, an unhealed wound is going to manifest as overworking, for example, overcompensating for that lack that you may have had in a previous lifetime or a previous experience, and envy, hate, and jealousy toward other women, as I had said before. And this is the thing that's kind of sad, and something I've learned a lot actually through working with Lilith specifically. And I won't get into her mythology in this video, simply just to kind of keep it short. But I did want to mention what I've learned from her is that women I've met, specifically women, that truly do align with that path and that current and the energy of Lilith, they are women that actually not only fully embrace the divine dark feminine in a way that is just external, but it is internal, and they are very validating and accepting not only of themselves, but other women especially. They commune together. We commune as sisters. We consider each other with respect and reverence as we would for the dark goddess. A few more points I wanted to touch on was a part of that wound would also be, I would say, people pleasing. So that would be the opposite end of the spectrum of like overcompensating, because there's always going to be two ends of the spectrum. So it's either going to go one way or another. So you're going to have one side where it's going to be extreme to a degree, and another lesser. Or another couple points would be a disconnect from your own body, your own mind, and your own intuition. So with that is, as a whole, you would be inherently disconnected from nature itself, because if you are not connected to your mind, your body, and your intuition, you're not in touch with the cycles of nature, the earth, and your body, everything around you is going to be completely thrown off. And this is why we start to feel sick and stressed during certain periods of the moon cycle. You may also suffer from a fear of standing out and being seen by people as well. That's another point to the like the sisterhood wound, is that fear of being seen, because you've been so used to being silenced that it inherently feels a little bit uncomfortable when you start to speak your truth, because you notice that the other women around you begin to feel uncomfortable, threatened, envious, or jealous. And that is just, a sign within them that they are not actively in touch with themselves, and they are merely projecting that onto you because they see that divine light that they wish to embrace, but they don't understand what is happening. And I hear things like this all the time where women, especially nowadays, are talking about men draining the woman's womb energy, which of course can be true. If you are, and that brings me to another point actually, if you are actively, let's say sleeping around, opening up your body to these other energy sources, yes, you're going to lack that creative drive and energy and life force because you're exchanging energy with another person. And when you have this womb space, you are giving that life, like it's life force energy. So it's a good thing to really be cautious about things like that because not a lot of people understand the power of that type of energy exchange. And so that brings me to the point of healing here. I would say to really get in touch with wanting to actually heal those wounds because we all have them, whether we immediately recognize them or not. It may just take some time. It would be a good thing to definitely do shadow work, and that can be done in a variety of ways. It's just everybody is so different. So one thing that works for one person may not work for another. I would say really practice daily gratitude in order to shift your attitude. That would be my number one thing. The second would be get back in touch with nature. And that can even be as simple as taking a bath, doing a ritual bath with some salt and herbs and things like this, essential oils, what have you. Definitely, yeah, because our bodies are also made of water. So it's good to connect with nature in that way as well. We need all of those elements to survive. We need all 4 or 5 elements. Okay, and then I would also say trust your intuition first of all. Those subtle changes within your energy body are going to let you know that your intuition is trying to come through because we don't always get the same signs. Again, we're not always going to hear like voices in our head or we're not going to be shown outward signs immediately all of the time. And I'm just speaking to the average person here. But I would say the main thing is really just tap in and listen to your body. Like, which part of your body is trying to express what? Your head, your heart, your chest, your stomach, your back, your hips, your womb. Those are all going to tell you something if you take the time to actually tap into that and listen and feel those things. Feel your emotions as well. Do not bottle them up. Actually sit with them, and that is the beginning and the start of that actual shadow integration, is when you sit with those feelings and do not close them off. Just listen to what they're trying to teach you and tell you, and journal them, write them down. If you don't understand them, you can always look back on them later and really do some self-reflection on that. And the last thing I would say is just find genuine connections, especially, is very important. If you were trying to heal that like sister wound or witch wound, is to find authentic connections, and you will know it when you see it because you will meet people that actually are proud of you, proud of your accomplishments, proud of your work. There will not be any envy or jealousy or hatred or really weird remarks toward what you were trying to accomplish or what you're excited about in general. And the thing is, I find it so important to really get back in touch with healing this wound because this is going to inherently heal the men as well. Collectively, the divine masculine is going to find their place further into their healing the more we actively work on ourselves as well and not devalue the men in our lives either. Granted, there are going to be people that are unhealed, but it is not our job to heal people. Our job is to heal ourselves. Our job is then to connect with other people who share the same mission and are on the same path. So yeah, that's my main point, is just really getting back in touch with your own energy body. And I know I say this all the time, but I would really do some grounding. Get out in nature, start learning a grounding technique that works for you. Do some ritual baths, do some guided meditations. If you are not feeling like a person that is called to meditate, that's okay. Certain things may take time and they might come and go. Your routine might change all on its own over time anyway. So it's really just a matter of what works for you. And also, another thing is do not compare yourself with other people. We are all here on a mission. And if you see things from a higher perspective, from a spiritual perspective, you are not going to care what other people are doing. Thing is, you should feel either inspired by something, to continue your path, or you're going to be repelled by it and just ignore it. Those are the two things I would really pay attention to, but most of all is just focus on what it is that actually gives you energy and lights you up and wants to bring that light out of you and help other people, because that's why we're here. We are here to evolve and to grow. We are here to be liberated from dogma that's been placed as a veil over our eyes. All of humanity collectively has been veiled. It's just, the thing is, it's up to us to figure out how to get past those illusions. And if you are working with a specific deity, ask for signs, ask for help. However you choose to connect with your spirit guides, your deities, your ancestors, whoever it is, they will absolutely help guide you and connect you and align you on the right path and give you the wisdom and gnosis for what is needed for you to continue to evolve and to grow and to share however it is that you were led to do so. And with that being said, I think those are all the thoughts that I kind of had flowing that I just wanted to share with you guys. Anyways, I hope you are all doing well and enjoy the rest of your Friday the 13th. Hopefully you're able to get some manifesting done and just enjoy the day in general, okay? So thank you so much for sticking around. And if you would like a reading from me, please contact me through the same name on Instagram, not on TikTok. So there are a lot of scammers out there right now, and I just don't want to have to deal with something like that. So just know I'm not doing readings here. If you want ritual work or readings or anything like that, again, contact me on Instagram. And with that being said, happy Friday the 13th and enjoy your day.